folks, here's a quick rundown of the bilge pump I put in this Hobie Adventure Island. Only for emergency purposes. You know, if for some reason you're taking on an abnormal amount of water for whatever reason, especially offshore, 4, 5, 6 miles offshore. So anyway, I didn't want to drill in the deck for the discharge. They do make the bulkhead flange couplings. A lot of guys will do it here or here. Saw a guy online leverage this, sorry, the pollen is really bad, bear with me. This drain port, I don't know why it's up top here. I'm not sure if it's for pressurizing the hull or something. I have no idea, but it's up high. It really serves no purpose. So I've got some pictures and the parts and what I did to adapt a 3/4 inch pond hose to the 3/4 inch discharge of the bilge pump. All fitting unions shown here are self-tapped, and Loctite 3035 was also used as an adhesive for the unions. The gentleman I saw online used a PVC check valve, way too heavy duty, too much pressure to operate that check valve, so I used a regular bilge pump check valve, which is very lightweight and it works great. But anyway, I'll show in pictures how I adapted that. It discharges there. I also did a video too of the discharge. I'm not sure if you can see very well here, but that's it going up in there. Not sure if there's enough light. There's that check valve right there. And then the bilge, what I ended up doing is using teak scraps from an old chair that I salvaged. This cross member was profiled using clay. So I rolled up a clay Tootsie Roll, whatever, and let it dry in that shape. But on one side of it, I made it flat so I could trace it onto poster board and then make my template and use my bandsaw. This is Loctite 3035 here and Loctite 3035 here. It's a low surface energy bonder. It works very well for HDPE. This is just a $14 bilge pump from Academy. And it's 3/4 inch discharge. That upper block floats on 1/4 insert, stainless insert into this block here, 1/4, and these are just eye bolts, so you can screw and unscrew them with your fingers with these washers and rubber seat. So I can unscrew this and the whole strainer here and the bilge pump comes out. I also profiled the bottom of the strainer, sanded it down with my oscillating belt sander, give it a profile so it matches the contour of the bottom of the hole. Coming forward, I'm going to be using an 8 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery, so we can get close to 8 amp hours out of that battery. I did test in previous videos of amp draw. I did an amp draw without the check valve and discharging in that smaller discharge, and then I did an amp draw with just plain hose, and believe it or not, the amp draw with the plain hose was higher. And thinking about it over the day, it might be because of the lift, the head that it had to come up, the lift, because I had it coming out of the hatch. It's possible that's why it was more, but I think it would have been more with the check valve and the smaller discharge diameter coming out of that drain port in the back. But anyway, this is my pigtail here. This is just the connector that's in the battery pack. I don't have the battery pack with me right now, but that's just to keep it waterproof. And then I've got some marine heat shrink there on the end, so that keeps it waterproof. This is how I wired it up. This is a 3-way stainless steel switch. Down is bilge, center is off, up is the depth sounder that I installed here. It's just a depth sounder, nothing more. So I like this location in between this cup holder, this channel here, because it's kind of out of the way. You're not going to kick it, accidentally knock it into a position you don't want it in. I think that'll work. The whole switch is stainless steel construction. However, I did land all the wires, soldered them to the terminals, and used marine goop and gooped the entire terminal block on the back side here. So it is completely sealed from the elements. And right here you can see that this is sealed as well. This boot has a brass threaded nut, so this is a waterproof boot over the switch there. So that's how I did the bilge pump in this 2013 Hobie Adventure Island, which seems to just generally take on a wee bit more water than this 2009 AI. That's not the main reason why I chose to put it in this AI. The main reason is my younger son navigates with this one, and I just feel more comfortable if we're 5-6 miles offshore and he's in this vessel, having the ability to use an electric bilge pump to bail out water in case there's an emergency, bad storm or something. So anyway, just sharing that with you. You'll see some pictures in the video, and also the amp draw test and the discharge test. Thanks for watching. Here we go. 3.3, 3.2, 3.3 amps. 3.3 amps. And it's already pumped it. You can hear it cavitating now. I'm going to turn it off. All right, now I'm plumbed normally. There's the check valve there. It's a straight, gradual upward. There's no trap, no dip in it, so this ought to work. I'm fully submerged there with some water. Stand by. Okay, recall, without the check valve and the restriction in the discharge, it was 3.3 amps, right? Again, we're setting at a residual 0.13 amps. Here I go. I'm going to turn it on, then I'm going to run back to the aft end of the kayak to see it discharge. Three amps. Wow. There it is. That's how it's discharging. That'll work for me. Not bad, actually. I know it splits, but I wanted to keep that thumb screw intact. Really? 3 amps, huh? Less amperage? That's weird. 3 amps. Now it's dropping down to 2.3 amps. 1.9 amps. Awesome. I figured it'd be higher amperage. That's strange.